Hello and welcome to my channel. This story is What If Naruto Got Reincarnated into My Little Pony Part 2. If you like this story, please consider liking and subscribing. Now let's begin this fanfic, shall we? It has been 2 days and Naruto hasn't woken up yet. Princess Cadance was worried about her darling and wouldn't leave the young alicorn alone. She would take care of him while he is unconscious. Princess Celestia was walking to the young alicorn's chambers. She hoped the boy would wake up soon. Celestia arrived at the chambers. It didn't take her long since they were close to hers. She opened the door with her hoof and walked into the room and saw Princess Cadance tending to Naruto. It brought a smile to her face. Then she saw the young alicorn start to stir and slowly open his eyes. Naruto was confused when he opened his eyes. He didn't see the illuminated roof of the cave he was used to, nor did he see the magic stones glazing the rocky cave. Naruto saw a massive chandelier above him, and he felt himself laying on something as soft as the clouds he saw in the sky. But suddenly something covered his vision and stared into his eyes. Naruto was frightened. He is not in his home anymore, and those creatures that looked like him took him away from his home. Naruto quickly went under the sheets that was covering him and covered his head with his hoofs. Princess Celestia felt sorry for the young alicorn. She thought to herself, he must be scared we did take him from his home. Then she saw Cadance go under the covers towards the bump where Naruto was. To comfort him, she whispered in his ear, "Is okay, we're not going to hurt you." When Naruto heard this, he felt relieved. He relaxed a bit, allowing Princess Cadance to hug him. Then Princess Celestia used her magic to lift the sheet cover from over them, making Cadance, and also used her magic to pick up Cadance away from the young alicorn. This made Cadance pout. Naruto was shocked. He saw the beautiful creature make a purple energy to make the other one float. He thought to himself, wow, that's awesome. Then Princess Celestia spoke to Naruto. "Young one, what is your name?" Naruto responded really shyly, "Nen Naruto." Princess Celestia smiled to Naruto and said, "My name is Celestia, and this alicorn next to me is Cadance." Naruto had a confused look on his face and questioned, shyly again, "What alicorn?" Princess Celestia was a bit stunned. Did Naruto not know what he was? Princess Celestia put Cadance back down on the bed and walked to the bed herself and climbed on next to Naruto. This caused Naruto to back up slightly in apprehension. Celestia just smiled at him as she lay down and patted next to her, indicating Naruto to go over. Naruto cautiously lay down next to her, which caused him to blush a bit, which Celestia saw, making her cheeks lightly dust pink. Then Cadance walked over and lay next to Naruto, cuddling up to. Cadance knew what Celestia was going to do. She was going to explain the history of Equestria and talk about earth ponies, Pegasuses, unicorns, and eventually alicorns. Princess Celestia coughed to clear her throat and started saying to Naruto, "Naruto, I'm going to tell you about of how Equestria was founded and the about what you and what we are." "Okay." Naruto nodded slowly. Princess Celestia started the story. Each of the 3 tribes, the Pegasi, the unicorns, and the earth ponies, cared not for what befell the other tribes, but only for their own welfare. In those troubled times, as now, the Pegasi were the stewards of the weather, but they demanded something in return, food that could only be grown by the earth ponies. The unicorns demanded the same, in return for magically bringing forth day and night. And so, mistrust between the tribes festered, until one fateful day, it came to a boil. And what prompted the ponies to clash? It was a mysterious blizzard that overtook the land and toppled the tribe's precarious peace. The blizzard led to famine, at which the three tribal leaders eventually agreed to meet for a summit and decide what to do about the snow, but this only devolved into arguing and blaming each other. The leaders of each tribe then decided to journey to a new land. They all arrived at the same place, and soon began fighting over it, and the blizzard quickly followed. And so the paradise that the ponies had found was soon lost, buried beneath a thick blanket of snow and hard feelings. Eventually, the leader's assistants find out Wendigos are causing the storm by feeding off of hate. The assistants' friendship creates the magical fire of friendship which does away with the Wendigos and the snowstorm. The three leaders then decide to join forces and found a country shared by all three tribes, and name it Equestria. Naruto was happy he has never had anyone tell him stories before. He was also curious about what Princess Celestia said before. She said that we were alicorns. I can't wait to hear the next story, he thought. Cadence was happy. She always loved listening to her mentor tell stories. And to make it even better, she was with her darling. Celestia coughed to clear her throat. Okay, now for the next story, make sure you listen to this, little Naruto. And you to Cadence. Naruto nodded shyly, which made both the girls think in their mind that he was so cute. Princess Celestia smiled to Naruto and Cadence and said, "Okay, now for the story of alicorns came to be." The alicorns were a primordial and ancient race of Lenorians that ruled over the planet of Artem, and were first created by the eternal Empress Lenoran, daughter of the divine god Anurel. These ancient beings were the first civilization to ever arise on Lenora, an empire undoubtedly the greatest that will ever come to be in that realm. These tall and elegant beings have a single horn, large graceful wings, and the most unmatched beauty in all planes of existence. They were avid worshippers of the divines, and had a flourishing society with an unparalleled understanding of magic, athletics, science, mathematics, architecture, music, and many other topics of knowledge, now lost to the sands of time. The alicorns built and resided in massive, beautiful cities throughout their empire, which expanded the entire length of Equestria and its surrounding territories, spanning the entire breadth of Artem. Not much history is known of the ancient Alicorn Empire apart from what was stated above. This immense and powerful empire ruled over the lands of Artem for many millennia. However, this too came to an end. An extra-existential force known as Chaos saw this prospering society under the gods, and thought to unravel it. However, the nature of Chaos was not to simply crush its enemies, but to tear them apart from the inside out and watch them suffer. To this end, the Chaos invaded Lenora, and into Equestria. The Chaos unleashed shadows, tendrils of madness that polluted and corrupted the minds of some of the greatest Alicorn military generals, who turned their subservience over to Chaos as well. These deformed alicorns became known as Chaos Alicorns. Headed by the Grandmaster of the Alicorn military, Eliphas the Great, and with the help of Discord, the forces of Chaos began their 100 Years' War against the loyalist alicorns, led by Sir Pellinal the Vigilant. For 100 years, the forces of Chaos and Order fought. One by one, the great and mighty cities of the loyalists burned and fell to Chaos. Territories were lost, and great loyalist generals lost their lives. After near a century of bloody war which raged across the planet, the only Alicorn city that remained was Canterlot, which was once about 3 times bigger a city than modern times. But Pellinal's lieutenant, Horace Blackwater, turned to chaos, murdered Sir Pellinal, and sold the city out to Eliphaz and his forces. This devastating move made Horace one of the most hated and traitorous figures in the war, especially in Canterlot itself. Eliphaz and Horace combined their forces to destroy the last loyalist city that remained, and crush the empire once and for all. It was in this moment, when all hope seemed lost, that young Celestia the Radiant, daughter of Pellinal, took on her father's role as head of the Loyalists. Under her guidance and heroic bravery, the Loyalists held their ground, defended against the forces of chaos and, in the end, turned the tide of the war by holding the city and breaking the siege. Celestia challenged Eliphaz himself to combat, and, though the battle was hard, Celestia rose victorious, slaying Eliphaz. The Chaos Alicorns under his command sadly perished as well. Horace's forces were quickly slain. Horace himself retreated, and his location was never discovered. With the Great War over, Celestia was made Princess of Equestria, which was the only territory remaining for the Alicorns. In order to ensure the survival of Equestria, these few remaining Alicorns gave up their powers, and devolved themselves into the common equestrian races we know today: ponies, pagazi, unicorns, and hippocampi. Thus, all equestrians are descendants of the ancient Alicorns. Princess Celestia then said, "But what the story doesn't tell you is that I can choose who can be a Alicorn just like I did with Cadence." Then Princess Celestia said, "But you special Naruto, you were not chose to be a Alicorn since you have not had contact with any pony. But I can also tell from your magic that you were born an Alicorn." Naruto smiled. He finally met ponies like him. He was happy. Then Naruto started to yawn. He was tired. He put his head down and unconsciously started to snuggle into Princess Celestial, causing her to blush heavily. She had never been next so close to a male before, and neither had Cadence. Princess Celestia, while blushing, used her to pick up Naruto, and Cadence, who fell asleep during the story, she unconsciously was under Naruto with him on top of her. Princess Celestia decided not to separate them, and her blush started to surface again at what she was thinking. She nodded in affirmation on what she would do. She started wailing to her royal chambers with Naruto and Cadence still in the air and walked into her room. Princess Celestia closed her door with magic and walked to her massive bed. She took off her jewelry with magic and climbed into bed and placed Naruto and Cadence on top of her. While blushing, she thought to herself, "This is the first time I've had a boy in my room, and the first time I will sleep cuddling one." She blushed and squealed quietly, but the embarrassment was too much for her. She passed out in embarrassment. Naruto and Cadence were on to off her still, and Naruto unconsciously felt next to the side of Celestia while Cadence fell to the opposite side. The end. Thank you for watching. This is the end of the video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Also, if you have any questions, please ask in the comments or look in my description. Peace.